You have moved forward, but the rest of the country is still back in 2005. This is a column that my editor at that time called Dayung Sampan, and he's subtitled it, "No way this book is going to reach China." This was written for Off the Edge in November of 2008, and it goes like this. I celebrated my birthday last month. Yep, I turned 61. For 61 years I've lived in this beautiful country, enjoyed its bounty, contributed in my own small way to its well-being, and worked at being a good, responsible citizen. I guess I can tell myself that I've been a good, loyal Malaysian as I enter my 62nd year in this country. But last month, I couldn't help but feel that I've never felt more Chinese in 60 years. Why is that, I wonder? All of a sudden, I find myself being told to think that I am Chinese first and Malaysian second, when all along it's been the other way around. And who's been telling us all this? Some politicians, constantly reminding us day in, day out that we must protect our rights. We must speak out for our stance. We must be mindful of our place in our own country of birth. Is it just me? Or do all of you pork eaters out there have the same feeling as I do about this latest political speak? I'm sure you do, right? And really, it has nothing to do with my Malay or Indian friends, neighbors, business associates, colleagues or staff. We all just get along very well, thank you. So how did we get this way all of a sudden? And it has been sudden, hasn't it? Or maybe we've all been sleeping on the mattress of apathy all these years to realize what those scheming politicians have been doing with our lives and our country. It doesn't seem to end, does it? The latest bit is, of course, the results of the Malaysian Chinese Association or MCA party elections. See, even the names of our political parties are divisive. That one Chinese, this one Malay, that one Indian. Of course, as usual, the line flirts don't have line. Okay, now the MCA has a new leadership, and they tell me that they are going to be more vocal and fight for my rights. Again. Frankly, I'm getting a little bit tired of all this talk about rights now. Come on now, it's not an original thought, right? Then some of the other fellas are also saying that they are fighting to defend their rights. And so they defend, we demand. Then what happens? We fight. Yeah. And then there's one politician who keeps insisting that we are quite okay, but never clarifies who that we is. Recently, a Singaporean amused by the political circus here asked me, what do the Chinese in Malaysia really want now? What do we want? That's a silly question, isn't it? What we want is to live in peace and harmony, to bring up our children in a happy environment, to do business and make a living, to be at peace with all our fellow Malaysians, to be loyal citizens of our country. Not too much to ask, is it? We also want every Malaysian to realize that we are and always have been in a sink or swim together situation, which is highly unlikely to change in the next 51 years. We need each other, all Malaysians. We need to realize that 100% of nothing is nothing, even if we're entitled to all of it. Worse, we'll be counting phantom percentages while sitting in a bucket of shit. We need to realize that it isn't how much of a piece of pie we can have, but how big a pie we can bake, and how long we can keep the bakery going successfully. That is important. Okay, I may not be very savvy about politics, economics, social contracts and all that, but I think I'm representative of the average Malaysian, Malay, Indian or Chinese. I love my country. I want to live and die here. I want my children to grow up here. I want them to start their own families and grow here and continue to contribute to the progress of their homeland. Okay lah, while I'm at it, I might as well say I also would like MCA who claim to represent my interests because they have the word Chinese in there to give me the confidence that they're not talking through their collective asses. Because after 51 years of not getting it right, how come they suddenly have this great brainwave? How come last time don't have? Is it just another opportunity for a bunch of guys to hog the gravy train, as they say? Aiya, damn sian lah. Sian for real foreigners means fed up in Hokkien. The United States, which is a racial and cultural potpourri of more races, religions, cultures and languages than we can imagine, is possibly electing a black president into office. And here, we're still trying to mark territory on the same sampan. This part mine, that part yours. Yeah, I was sitting here first. I cut the trees that make the sampan, you know. And meanwhile, the captain and the first mate of the sampan are busy offloading the cargo to another sampan. So how like that? I also don't know. You know not? That was written back in 2008. Thank you. It sounded like a